In the previous lecture, I talked about the human rights violations faced by the different vulnerable groups in the society. Now in this lecture, I will discuss the provisions of the Atrocities Act as an important measure to prevent the atrocities against the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Atrocity means a very cruel treatment that is given to a person. In the year 1989, Government of India enacted the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act to serve three important purposes. First, to prevent and punish the culprits who commit various atrocities against the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Second, to establish various courts for conduction of trials for commission of such type of offences. Third, to provide relief and rehabilitation to the victims of atrocities. The Prevention of Atrocities Act, also called the SC/ST Act, explicitly defines various types of atrocities which are committed against the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Under this act, any person belonging to SC or ST can file a case against the respondent for commission of the atrocity. With this brief introduction, let us proceed to study the provisions in detail. So as we discussed in the introduction, the Government of India enacted the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act to meet three objectives. First, to prevent and punish the culprits who commit various atrocities against the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Second, to establish special courts for trial of such offences. And third, to provide the rehabilitation and relief to the victims of atrocities. So Atrocities Act provides an important legal measure for the human rights violations against the SCs and STs. Now let us have a look over the various atrocities covered under this act. So for commission of any of the following atrocity, the concerned person can file a case against the respondent person. First, forced to drink or eat any inedible or obnoxious substance. Second, injury or insult by means such as the dumping excreta, waste matter or any other obnoxious substance in his premises or neighborhood. Next, commitment of any act which is derogatory to his dignity. Next, wrongful occupancy of the land allotted to him. Next, interfering with his or her rights over the land or water source, such as the well. Next is in case of the child is compelled as a labor. Next is if pressurized not to vote or to vote for particular candidate only. Next is the intentional insult or humiliation with public in view. Next is assault to women with intent to dishonor her. Next is wrongfully use a job position to exploit a woman sexually. Next, denial in having access to the public place to which other members of the society have access. Next is if forced to leave the house, village or other place of residence. So for commission of any of the above mentioned atrocities, the concerned person can file a case against the respondent. Now the maximum punishment provided in the act for commission of the atrocities. The offenders of such offences are punishable with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 6 months or which can extend to the 5 years with a fine. Now the relief provided to the SC/ST persons which are affected by the atrocities. Now for murder of the earning member, 2 lakhs or murder of the non-earning member, 1 lakh compensation. Then for 100% incapacitation, rupees 1 lakh. And for sexual exploitation of the women, the fine is 50,000. Now despite all these provisions, we all know that the atrocities against the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes are continue to be committed every day. So the implementation of the Atrocities Act and other legislations depends largely on the ability and willingness of the police to follow proper procedures and overcome the caste biases. economic hurdles and other obstacles.